Ayan. Nakakatuwa yung last episode natin eh. Ang dami talaga nanood
masaya.
eh.
Hindi, saka yung questions na nakukuha mo. Ako, like, I got questions even sa personal messenger ko.
Yes. After nga yan, dami.
Technical, di ba?
So there's really interesting.
Ayan na, nagpa-follow up na nga. Oh.
Ayan na. Oh.
Miss Peachy, ito na kami. Nagpa-follow up na eh. Nakakatuwa din. Yung mga early birds natin weekly.
Oo.
Miss Peachy from UFS. Salamat sa ating kaibigan from Unilever Food Solutions for the past 3 weeks. Kasama natin sila. Ayan, 10 viewers na po tayo. Huwag kayong mahihiya mag-comment for your questions. No? And even suggestions. Like yung ating last 3 episodes were suggested topics, di ba? By one of our avid viewers.
Yes.
Siyempre, ang first attendance, si Miss Jazz Distrito.
Siyempre. Dito na lang niya kasi ako na madalas makita eh.
Oo nga eh.
Oo, long distance kami.
Long distance friendship. Ito si Miss Jane Madlang Sakay. Thank you, Miss Jane. Mga taga yan. Pizza Parlor. Shakey's. Mga taga Shakey's yan.
Nagpipick up na ng onti-onti ang ang events kahit paano.
Oo nga, nakita ko nga. Ang dami ng post ni Miss Jazz. Congrats. Ang dami ng mga nagpapa-events kahit na mga out-of-the-box ideas na nakakatuwa.
Oo, yung mga Zoom party, no? Nakakatuwa.
Sabi nga ay physically distant but socially connected. Ayan. Antonio Sago, magandang gabi din po sa inyo. For sa mga early birds, maraming salamat for tuning in early at nag-yayaya kayo. No? You invite people to join us. Our show usually actually starts at 8:30 pero as early as 8:25 we go on live para po meron tayong momentum no, na magyaya yung mga regulars natin at yung mga early birds. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Kamusta naman dyan sa KL, partner?
Okay naman dito, partner. Madami na lang nag-dine out. Okay na rin yung yung delivery ever since medyo okay na. Tapos more or less, except for overseas travel, everything is pretty much medyo bumabalik na sa normal.
Nakakaingit yung binanggit mo kanina sa kwentuhan natin.
Yan.
Na yung school, pinabalik na sa inyo dyan sa KL. Can you tell us about it? Ano bang nangyayari sa eskwelahan dyan sa inyo?
So madaming if you're younger, ang kasi tawag kasi nila dito, yung mga pag primary level, pa rin, home learning. Pero pag secondary or college level, yan na yung balik sa school. Pero sobrang strict. Ang dami nilang required vaccinations like influenza, and then naka-shield sila, yung face shield.
Face shield.
Very in place yung mga SOPs. So kahit paano, mayroong yung assurance kumbaga sa parents din na okay, everything is being taken care of and your children are safe.
Well, nakaka-excite lang kasi syempre, saan ba dyan din naman pupunta nung situation natin sa Pilipinas.
Totoo.
Diba? So, si Miss Charlene Sarmiento is already watching with us. 14 people already with us. No? Maraming salamat po. Yung numbers natin actually parang no? May pattern na siya linggo-linggo. Diba? Yung mga taong maaga mag-dinner, yan yung mga nauna. Yes. At yung mga mabibilis maghugas ng pinggan. No?
Yan. Tapos meron din yung, nagpipeak din tayo pagdating ng mga 9 o'clock kasi parang pagkatapos ng dinner, okay, hahabol kami.
Kasi yung iba din naman talaga pumapasok na, no? Pumapasok na rin sila. Not that really everyone is work from home. Meron na rin talagang pumapasok. So sa mga lumalabas, patuloy po ang ating paalala na okay yan, no? Lumabas na tayo, yung mga kailangan lumabas, but just take precaution. Ganun lang naman eh. We need to,
Consideration lang,
yeah,
mask, yung gano'n, and
tama.
social
Saka yung
distancing.
yung attitude natin na siyempre, no, yung may pananagutan tayo sa kapwa. Ibig sabihin, we are all interconnected, sabi mo nga, no, doon sa yung post, and we need to take responsibility, individual and collective accountability. Yan sinasabi natin. Pati si Mami Cynthia Pineda nanonood. Maraming salamat po for supporting mula dyan sa Paranaque, no? So tonight is a very exciting episode, no?
Yes.
Nakakatuwa kasi we're honored to have our guest with us tonight. And sobrang excited ako as one of the members also of RestoPh. Nakasama natin ngayong gabi si Mr. Eric Teng. No? Mamaya kasama natin siya. So nakaka-excite. No? Maraming hatak din yan. Share. Para mga taga-Unilever, marami ring hatak.
Ayan. Biruin mo, episode 12.
Sabi mo hanggang episode 2 ka nga lang, di ba? Masaya pala, no? Every night. Every Tuesday night is something to look forward to. And ako personally, it balances me, no? Nakakatuwa yung epekto sa akin nito eh. Nakangiti ako kada tapos ng episode knowing that we have, again, no? Shared something that is going to be helpful sa mga tao, no? Lalo na sa industriya ng restaurant. So sige, simulan na natin. Magandang gabi po. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good Tuesday evening again to all our classmates here in the Resto Coach. Para sa mga first time nanonood, ito pong Resto Coach ay hindi po tao, no? Ito ay is a movement, no? It's a movement na kaming dalawa ni Sher kasama kami dito at lahat po ng mga tao na who's graced the show at tumulong sa atin ay mga Resto Coaches kayong lahat, no? So, magandang gabi pong muli. Partner, bumati ka muna mula dyan sa Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, good evening to everyone. Sobra akong tuwang-tuwa dito sa episode 12 natin kasi more than ever, ang dalas nating marinig to, pero because of the crisis, yung line na stronger together has proven to be so true because stronger together is very important, especially sa ating industry na resto industry. We need to be united amidst the crisis.
Yeah, on a personal and and even in our professional or business endeavors, no, mapakahalaga that we have somebody or mas lalo pa kung group of people, a community that's behind us, beside us, no. And tayo rin, maganda rin yung nagko-contribute tayo, ang ganda rin ng feeling because sa totoo lang sa mga panahon ngayon, it's always important to to strengthen yung iyong purpose.
Yes.
Sabi nga natin, pinapayo natin parate yung ating purpose to results. Diba sinasabi natin pursue significance and success will follow. So ito yung sa mga I'm proud to say it's one of the more significant things that I'm associated with yung grupo ng mga restaurant owners. No? Pero syempre ayokong i-preempt yung mga ikikwento ng ating bisita. So ang tatanong ko sa iyo ngayon, ano ba yung mga top 3 takeaways mo
from last week, yung ating sobrang sayang, sobrang dynamic
3 weeks
natin.
3 weeks na masayang.
Totoo.
Kasama natin puro chefs.
Oo, nakakatuwa nga. Pero more and more talagang na highlight how important. One point would be the importance of prep work. Pagdating natin sa planning, forecasting, and tracking. Yun nga yun, Coach, di ba? So, you've mentioned a lot of points from last week.
Well, ako yung even as a leader, not just as a resto negosyante, no, I always emphasize that 90% of the work is sa preparation talaga. Pag nag-prepare ka even sa shift, no, sa restaurant, alam ng mga tao yung katagang shift, no? Ang isang restaurant po ay ino-operate not daily but per shift, no? Paghahanda sa isang shift, no, pag na-knockdown mo lahat ng preparations for the shift, nakapag-line check ka, nagawa mo yung mga high-impact leadership disciplines, prior to the opening of the door of the restaurant, most likely yung shift mo will be smooth, no? And maganda yung itatakbo niya. So ganun din yung pinag-usapan ng ating mga bisitang mga chefs about food cost management. It's all about forecasting, preparation, and planning, no? A lot of the kala ng tao yung food cost is just about the price of the raw material, no? It's about purchasing. Yes, merong malaking bahagi yon, pero marami ring, no, even menu development, nabanggit nga natin, no, as technically part of the preparation or pre-menu development, meron pa rin yan, no, yung conceptualization, and post-menu development, meron yung mga yun, procurement, no, and of course, sa loob ng tindahan during the shift, prep work. No? So, ano yan, kumbaga, it's all around the resto negosyante, yung katagang preparation. Ang shortcut, ang nickname niyan is prep. No? Sa mga taga-restaurant, alam nila yan, prep.
And then point number 2, ang dami-dami nangyayari pero nagiging importante pa rin now with simplification to align cooking methods with kitchen capabilities and observing a smart inventory. Ano nga po ba yun, Coach?
Well, nakatali yan dun sa unang sinabi mo kasi part of planning is also making sure that everything is aligned. No? Menu development, ang pinaka-core. No? Sabi natin even yung mga youth, doon sa YouTube days pa natin sa RestoPh, sinasabi na natin yan. Creating a signature dish, creating a core menu. Yung core menu na yan will determine, no, of course, dapat mindful ka, can you consider mo ano mga equipment yung gagamitin, ano mga raw materials yung mako-cross-utilize, no? So efficiency yung tinutumbok ng simplicity. No, it's a core menu that can, if the situation permits, no, and if the business conditions permit, pwede mo naman expand yan eh. But importante yung simplicity ng iyong core menu, no? Not only internally, simplicity in terms of execution, but also simplicity in terms of being relatable to the customers. Madaling intindihin, very straightforward, no? And naintindihan nila identity, nakatali rin niya sa identity ng iyong brand.
Ayun. At saka yung last but not least, of course, the point would be yung going back to basics, yung practicing, yung very mindful, being organized, maximizing, optimize, and harmonizing quality and food cost. Ang gusto ko yung point nyo, yung shinare mong equation of value. Value is equal to quality over price, di ba, Coach?
Yes. Value is equal to quality over price, and it's now more pronounced than ever, lalo ngayong panahon ng pandemya, no? Nakikita natin we will show the chart also na from curiosity, people, dun muna sa curiosity level, dapat eye-catching na yung iyong mga visuals, no? Parang malaube, pandesal, sushi bake, etc. Kulay and attractive para ma-consider ka. Pag na-consider ka, matry ka. Pag na-try ka, dapat mag-repeat. Pag nag-repeat, dapat maging active brand loyalist. So, mas mahaba yung journey ng customers ngayon. And yung value is something that you need to be able to communicate in social media. Napakahirap nun kasi dati, di ba, people walk sa mall, and then you can talk about your product, invite them yung restaurant mo, maganda ang itsura, you can invite them in, no? But now, it's very difficult, no? Ang daming nagpo-post sa social media. So, sabi nga natin kanina, yung quality, no? Quality is one of the, wala naman siguro argumento ron. Quality drives value, no? Quality meaning it's all encompassing the taste, the flavor, no? The experience, the totality of the experience. Lalo ngayon, very challenging because most of the transactions are not really dine-in, no? Konti pa lang yung dine-in. So lalong ine-emphasize sa atin yung hindi dapat walang quality versus cost, no? Walang ganon. Ang totoo niyon is quality goes hand in hand with cost, no? Because if you start with quality ingredients and you follow the recipe, of course mas mataas yung value nung and the selling price, you can charge higher for a higher quality product, di ba? So it follows, no? Napakaganda ng puntos na 'yon, napakasaya na kahit maraming guests, no, nag-agree kami lahat sa isang punto na 'yon. Value is equal to quality of experience over price.
At saka from the point of view rin ng, for example, I'm not in the resto industry. Ang ganda na may mga sistema at saka may information na very much available for anybody who's starting off or somebody who's trying to improve in the industry. And it's very much available. So it's a matter of making sure you're open to these groups as well as yung mga platforms. Kasi excited ako kasi may isa pa tayong group na may engage now in terms of making sure that we are united as an industry because it's very important at this point.
Well, coming from a relatively veteran na ako sa industriya, no? Although bata pa ako tingnan. Kasi nga nagsimula ako as kiddie crew, no? Ang sinasabi ko parati is you always have to be open to learning. No, yung humility is a very important character trait pag nasa restaurant industry ka. Pagka kinain ka na ng ego mo sa restaurant industry, doon ka na mawawala, no? Meaning you have to be open-minded. No? Ang daming available na taong gustong tumulong, informasyon na available. And sabi mo nga, back to fundamentals, no? Even the fundamentals, kahit sa edad ko na to sa restaurant industry, almost 30 years na ako sa industriya, sa lahat ng mga posisyon na pinagdaanan ko, I'm always open to mentoring, even from younger people, no? Kasi napakaganda, napaka-dynamic ng industriya, even pre-COVID and lalo nung nag-COVID, ang daming mga creativity and innovations na nag-come out. So, kailangan nakabukas lang yung tenga mo and yung mata mo and you appreciate and you stay grateful, no? Yan, yung sinasabi ko nga, yung big four, sales, food cost, labor cost, and then rental. Ngayon, nadagdagan, no? Packaging cost or restaurant supplies. So pag-usapan pa natin yan sa mga susunod na episode. Pero ngayong gabi, it's a very exciting episode and I don't want to take any more time from our guest because ang dami nating naka-line up na tanong. Sobra tayong na-excite na siya yung bisita natin.
Totoo. Ayan.
So, sige, introduce mo na, share, do the
Okay,
honors.
without further delay, we are very happy to have Mr. Eric Teng, the president of RestoPh, as our guest tonight.
Hi, Eric. Ayan, pwede nang mag-ano.
Ayan.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Eric. Maraming salamat for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me tonight. Good evening, everyone.
For the benefit lang po ng ating mga viewers, siguro brief introduction kung ano yung restaurants and mamyaning RestoPh para suspense. About you naman po, about you lang. Background lang po.
Okay. My name is Eric Teng. I'm the CEO and president of Mango Tree Philippines. That's a Thai franchise from Thailand, Thai food franchise from Thailand. I'm also the president and CEO of Genki Sushi Philippines and Senryo Philippines from Japan. We are also the creator of a ramen brand called Kureji Sizzling Ramen. And we also have Cocina Peruvia, which is a Peruvian restaurant.
Wow, dami, no? Nakagutom, no? Kasi magkapit-bahay kami sa BGC Stopover. Magkapit-bahay kami sa BGC Stopover. Sa taas sila, no? Katabi nila yung Manhan, saka yung Poha, no? So, magkakapit-bahay kami dyan. And then Cocina Peruvia is right in front, di ba? Malapit lang sa may, tama ba?
Sa Vertis right now, saka sa
Vertis.
sa Podium.
Podium, tama, Podium. So, Mango Tree. Nako, paborito yan. Paborito yan ni Chess, yung aking wife, no? Yan ang pinupuntahan nila nung nasa Deutsche Bank pa sila. So anyway, so yan po ang ating bisita for tonight and si Cher will do a lot of the asking the questions tonight. Yes. Excited na, hindi ko pipigilan si Cher, marami siyang tanong.
Mahaba-haba to.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, in line with our current topic, let's start off with a question na how hard was the restaurant industry hit by this pandemic?
Very hard. Dumedepende talaga tayo sa consumer traffic. Most of my restaurants are in the mall. And so kung nabawasan talaga from quarantine, talagang not only were people not allowed to go out, people were also afraid to go out. So kahit na gusto nila subukan ng restaurant namin, nahirapan silang lumabas or makahanap ng transportation. That's quite difficult. Our sales drop is somewhere between 85 and 90%.
Wow.
So malaki po.
Wow, yeah. Nakakalula yung numero, no? Anyways.
Yeah. But of course, lagi namang may other side yan. What's the journey to recovery like? Because we're always looking at the brighter side, and the realistic but brighter side.
Well, I think I'm more philosophical maybe. Para sa akin, business this year that's not my goal. Ang goal namin walang magkasakit. I've said that time and time again. Hindi na bali malugi, kikitain pa naman yung tuloy. Important lang talaga walang magkasakit. And the other part is we try to keep as many of our people employed as possible. Try to just remain afloat until next year na ang posibilidad na magkaroon ng vaccine ay mataas naman. So umaasa po kami na by Q1 next year kung meron ng bakuna para sa COVID, medyo mag-normalize na po ang buhay natin.
Ganda yung sinabi, Cher, if I may add lang, yung talaga yung pinaka-importanting na realize nating lahat, not only in the industry but also in other businesses, no? na without safety and health, wala naman lahat yan. No? Everything takes a backseat doon sa importante sa lahat. No? And when we talk about health and safety, it's not only of our employees but also of our customers, our suppliers, everyone mo, sabi ko kanina, yung in-emphasize natin parating terminology or word, yung interconnectedness natin. Talagang nalagay sa spotlight yan at lahat ng kinikilos namin sa industriya nagkakaroon ng epekto sa negosyo ng ibang mga negosyo, no? Na nakatali rin sa industriya ng restaurant. And kasama na doon, of course, yung pinaka-primary, yung mga empleyado. Napaganda nung binanggit ni Eric kanina na about trying to save as many jobs as possible. No, napakaganda pong adhikain. Sige, share tuloy mo ano ba yung next question?
Yes. On that yung you've started, like you mentioned, saving jobs. What other initiatives are there to help the resto industry bounce back?
Well, we formed RestoPh quite recently, mga 2 months, a little over 2 months ago. It was a bit of an accident kasi nag-umpisa lang siya na parang Viber group. And sa Viber group, nagkakilala ang mga kaibigan. One of them is Romel. Nagkakilala rin kami sa Viber. I think ang pinaka-importanting bagay na nangyari doon is the open communication, sharing ng ideas. Because lahat po kami na restaurateurs ay halos pareho naman po ang pinagdadaanan namin. And some people na mas veterano or mas experienced sa amin gives a lot of wise advice or suggestions or sinishare nila yung best practice nila. And, napipick up namin I would consider myself baguhan sa industriya. So, napipick up namin mga newbies sa restaurant industry. Hindi po kasi madaling gumawa ng tamang desisyon all the time. And sa panahon ngayon, mas madali pong gumawa ng maling desisyon. Kaya mas maganda yung bago tayo kumilos, bago tayo magpanic, maganda na yung meron tayong discussion with our peers. We try to help each other out. Who knows, sometimes ang akala natin hindi importanteng suggestion is life-saving to other people's businesses. So that has been welcomed a lot. And after that, yung Viber group nag-evolve na to an actual formal association. And we volunteered to help name the group, and we volunteered to craft the mission statement and vision statement. Eventually, we got incorporated, and mas organized na yung efforts namin. So I think for the industry, we needed an association like this na pwedeng makita yung mga problema beyond yung nakikita natin bilang restaurant operators. Ang viewpoint namin ngayon medyo nagbago. Ang perspective namin ngayon pang-industriya para sa bansa, hindi lang po sa restaurant namin. Kung ano po yung kabubuti ng industriya, like paano po matutulungan ang farmers, paano po matutulungan yung mga neighbors natin, yung mga suppliers, yung mga staff, yung mga kitchen equipment manufacturers. Marami pong mga kausap. As what Chef Romel said kanina, restaurant industry, marami pong naka-attach na industry. Up, down, left, right, back, forward. So just a closure of one restaurant, marami pong industriya na negatively affected.
Around how many members are we talking about now?
Right now, we have 172 members representing 1,170 plus outlets, and roughly 18,000 are employed in these over 1,100 outlets.
Yes. And then if anybody who's watching right now who wants to be a part of it, it's as easy as having people bring you in the Viber group. Tama po ba?
Like Mr. Romel here, Chef Romel, is one of the members. Anyone can just join the Viber group, and there's a Google link page. We just want to know who you are, anong restaurant kayo connected, gaano katagal na kayo sa restaurant industry, and then we're there. Kaibigan na tayo, members na tayo.
Actually, yun yung maganda rin sa grupo, from my personal experience, is very welcoming, no? Di alam ng pangkaraniwang customer, of course, meron tayong iba't ibang uri ng restaurant sa loob ng restaurant group. Sa loob ng restaurant industry, meron yung mga independents, isa lang yung restaurant niya, kakasimula lang niya. meron mga multi-branches, meron mga multi-brands, no, multi-concepts. So lahat doon nandoon sa grupo, and it's very important for us to imagine yung yung head, yung heart at saka yung hands ng mga tao na binanggit kanina, 170 plus members and so many restaurants. Yung lahat ng experiences, yun ang pinakamahalaga because nothing replaces yung experience, no? And ang pananaw nga natin dito sa RestoCoach na pinopromote natin is better to learn from other people's mistakes, no? Rather than your own mistake. So malamang doon sa grupo na yun, meron na magsasabi na, teka, wag mo nang gawin yan. Ginawa ko na yan, no? Yun yung nakakatuwa doon. Minsan pag gumigising ako sa umaga, yun sa mga unang binubuksan ko yan, nakakatuwa yung exchange, no? Sometimes yung mga, it has gone to a level na meron nang sa loob ng group, may 3 a.m. club, no? Nakakatuwa, no? Because, individuals are very different, iba-ibang tao, and ang maganda, it's, everyone's collaborating and helping out. No? Pag may nagtanong lang, ginagang up talaga ng tulong, no? Ang daming sumasagot, nakakatuwa yung spirit within the industry. Because, sabi nga ni Mr. Eric, and I agree with it, no? Hindi tayo nilagay as an essential industry for nothing. No? Meron tayong accountability. Kasi yung ibang negosyo nga, lalo nung kainitan ng quarantine, di ba, nung ECQ, hindi sila makapagbukas. Di ba? Hindi sila pinapayagan magbukas. So tayo, bilang pinayagan tayo magbukas, yung mga experiences natin during the quarantine, no? Like for sa amin, nag-open kami as early as April, magandang i-share natin sa iba para magkaroon sila, number one, magkaroon sila ng lakas ng loob na mag-reopen din. And then, pag nag-reopen sila, hindi na nila kakapain. No, sasabihin na natin, ito yung ginagawa natin, ito yung mas magandang gawin mo. And I've seen a lot of those kinds of exchanges sa loob nung Viber group, no? Nakakatuwa.
And with such a short amount of time, it happened na parang nagbuklod-buklod lahat kumbaga, no?
Well, if you think about it, there are 16,000 restaurants sa buong Pilipinas. And we barely scratch the surface. Pero ang importante, maganda po ang naging samahan namin. Maganda po ang naging umpisa namin. If I may add lang, I just found out after we got involved sa RestoPh na 45% pala ng mga restaurants natin ay nasa malls at 44% ay nasa NCR. So karamihan ng mga restaurant operators sa Pilipinas ay mga maliliit na restaurant. So kung matatandaan nyo nung nasa college kayo, kung nagla-lunch break kayo, saan kayo kumakain sa labas, yung mga turo-turo karinderya, yung mga mom and pop, family owned, yan po yung majority ng restaurant sa atin. So kung malaki po at may cash reserves ang isang korporasyon, kung sila na nga po ay nahihirapan, yun pa kayang mga maliliit. So ang nakakatakot po kasi ngayon, hindi po natin alam kung gaano katagal ang magiging effect nitong COVID-19 dahil ang virus na to ang nagdidikta sa timetable natin kung kailan tayo magre-recover ulit. So habang hindi pa po makakapag-recover fully, yun na lang po maasahan namin tulungan. Dahil itong klaseng pandemya, wala pa naman tayong karanasan dito. Wala pong experts or experience na consultant para dito at wala pong makapagbigay ng isang perfect answer sa mga problema natin. So what we do lang talaga is tulungan na lang. Partner, anong magagawa ko dito? Ano kayang better solution for this? And you'll be surprised just by asking questions. Maraming nangyayaring solutions. Kung meron lang pagtatanungan, kung meron lang magtatanong, kung meron lang sasagot, right or wrong, we share. Okay lang yun.
Ang ganda nga eh. I mean, personally, I had, siguro I can call them now as misconceptions about the community before because I've never seen the restaurant industry unite like this, pre-COVID, parang sobrang hyper-competitive, nagtataguan ng baraha. So, so yun yung tawag nga sa Tagalog, nagtataguan ng baraha, parating competitive tayo sa isa't isa, and and ngayon napakaganda nung nangyayari, and personally and professionally and in terms of having a long-term far-reaching effect, I think this is very good for the industry.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess the positive thing is what COVID did, kahit paano nagkaroon ng turning point I mean, ito yung what's the good thing that the pandemic brought to us is having the industry have a voice and join together.
You know, we've always heard about the Bayanihan spirit. Sa Pilipinas, pinagmamalaki natin ang Bayanihan spirit. I discovered something about the Philippines. Meron tayong diskarte spirit. So pagka nagka-problema tayo, madiskarte tayo, naghahanap tayo ng paraan. Hindi tayo natutulog lang sa pansitan, so to speak.
Totoo.
Naman talaga tayo. Diba?
Totoo yun, no? Yung resourcefulness, yung siguro hindi siya, technically hindi siya innovation, but it's yung tama, yung diskarte. Walang equivalent na word yun, no?
Walang English nga nun eh.
Yung humahanap tayo ng paraan. No? Humahanap tayo ng paraan. It's actually better than just being passive and just waiting for, resiliently for it to pass. Kasi sabi natin ngayon, no, naghahanap tayo ng paraan. And we've seen a lot of that in the industry. Ang maganda, sinishare sa iba.
Yeah.
Diba? By the way, ito pala ginawa ko, no? Ito, nakakatuwa. Nakakatuwa yung ganong spirit.
Yes.
Meron nga kaming kasabihan sa company namin, palagi namin inuulit eh. Kung gusto mo, may paraan. Kung ayaw mo, puro dahilan.
Totoo yan.
Totoo
yan. Kasi sa totoo lang, the biggest excuse ever tong COVID eh. Diba? It's kumbaga, the biggest excuse ever. No? Parang pag sinabihan ka na ano nangyari, COVID eh. Okay. Tapos na yung usapan. Pero but there are people, tama yung sinabi ni Mr. Eric na asa sa'yo na yan. It's your decision whether to move forward with a fighting spirit, moving forward na mas mas may positive, hindi lang positive outlook, syempre kailangan realistic ka din. But merong pinag-aangklahan or it's anchored on something that is maybe strategic, no, factual, no, based on yung projections mo na realistic talaga. And yun yung tinatry din namin i-share sa mga kasama namin dun sa RestoPh na merong basis yung mga decision na ginagawa. Speaking of decisions, nabanggit kanina ni Mr. Eric yun, decision making is really hard ngayong mga panahon na to. So mas maganda pag merong ang mga kagrupo na pwede mo pagtanungan.
Ang ganda nung na-offer na RestoPh eh. Kumbaga siya, wisdom. Hindi lang siya knowledge, hindi siya information. Kumbaga knowledge plus experience. Bibigay ko yun ng wisdom. Ang mahal kaya nun dati. Ang mahal nung cost na yun to get that wisdom out. But now you're freely sharing it.
I think being in the restaurant industry, and alam ko ni Chef Romelda, chefs share their talent. Restaurateurs share their experiences as well. So that sharing spirit sa restaurant industry natin, where we want to help nurture our family or our customers, that's different. We want to serve, we want to please, we aim to please. And therefore, pagka ganitong nagsama-sama yung ganitong klaseng like-minded people, we aim to serve one another and please one another and help one another. Hindi ko nalaman to na ganito pala mangyayari amongst the restaurant industry player. I've been in other businesses. Iba po talaga ang restaurant industry. I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Yes. Another question would be, how can other resto negociantes help so that the industry as a whole bounces back?
Well, the best idea that we ever had was to ask people, how can we help? We never went to our landlords, for example, sa mall, and asked them what they can do for us. We went to them and asked them what we can do to help them, how we can create synergy, paano po tayo makakapag-collaborate and cooperate. Surprisingly, whenever we ask that question, how can we help? People start helping us them because they themselves want to help. We went to the Department of Agriculture once. We were talking about certain things, which is yung problem ng produce. As you know, sa closure ng mga restaurants during ECQ, affected po yung mga supply chain natin all the way to the farms. So yung mga farmers po, marami pong nagkakaproblema. You've heard about the vegetables being thrown into the garbage in Bengal province dahil wala pong bumibili. O yung mga trucks that would take the produce from north to the city, bawal pumasok sa Manila o bawal lumabas ng Benguet or the Cordillera areas. So that thinking, one thing led to another. And when we talked to the Department of Agriculture, we found out what could help them, which is just access to market. And then we went to our mall landlords and we asked them, if you guys can help the farmers. Surprisingly, all the malls said, yes, we want to help. And ang ginawa nila, they offer their space free of rent for the farmers to display the produce para makabenta naman sila. Kami naman sa RestoPh, we were there to support as food operator para pag may gustong kumain, makabili rin sa amin. According to the people I spoke with sa Department of Agriculture or sa mall, sa landlord namin, there has never been this three-way cooperation before because our association never existed before in this scale. And ngayon na ganito na po tayo karami na maraming gustong tumulong at maraming restaurateurs din po na pwedeng bumili ng mga produce nila direct from the farmers, it becomes synergistic. No? Hindi siya 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. It's like 1 + 1 + 1 = Christmas. Biglang maganda yung connection namin. And I hope that spirit of collaboration, anybody can do that. You can do that with your family, with your friends. Just ask them how you can help them. Then you help each other. And you'll find out that you have a lot more things in common than things that set you apart. So pag yun lang po ang spirit natin, may spirit lang po tayo na mag-collaborate at magtulungan, marami po tayo magagawa.
Napakaganda nung sinabi ni Mr. Eric, yung isa nating regular top fan natin, keynote siya, no? Yung sinabi niyo raw po about an effective way to get help is to offer help, no? Napakaganda, no? Sabi niya, it's nice, no? Totoo po 'yun, no? Win-win. 'Di ba? Sa panahon ngayon, napakahalaga ng win-win-win, eh. Hindi ba pwede ngayon ng negotiation, hard negotiation, no? Yeah, even kami naman, no, when we talk to suppliers now, and it helps na ikaw rin iniintindi mo yung where they're coming from, ano yung sitwasyon nila, and it becomes a dialogue, and it becomes not a negotiation but a collaboration, no? From negotiation to collaboration, paano bang magsusurvive tayo pareho, di ba? Yun ang magandang attitude ngayon, na paano bang ikaw supplier, kami restaurant, and then sama na natin yung mga employees, ano bang tayong lahat magsusurvive dito? And in our case, may mga franchise partners kami, ganun din dapat yung conversation, no? Transparent, no? You make sure that clear direction is provided, no? Strategies are laid out, no? And panahon ngayon, kailangan talaga responsive tayo, no, sa lahat ng stakeholders. Akala po kasi ng tao, ng mga ngayon nalalaman na, natutuwa po ako dahil nalalaman na ng pangkaraniwang tao kung gaano karaming stakeholders ang nakakabit or nakaasa sa restaurant industry. And kami naman po, we don't feel the pressure. In fact, we appreciate the obligation and the accountability to be able to help the nation recover, no? Buong bansa na to, eh. Yung usapan natin kanina, nababanggit Department of Agriculture, no, on the produce side, no. Of course, kanina nabanggit din kitchen equipment suppliers. Nung tumigil po yung pagbubukas ng mga restaurants, like kami, no, we were supposed to open 13 branches this year. Pero syempre, hinto lahat muna yan, eh. Diba? So, ang kaakibat doon, syempre, naka-hold yung mga dapat in-order mo na equipment, yung mga in-order mo, of course, yung construction companies, contractors, architects, electrical contractors, mechanical contractors, no? Tali-tali lahat yan, no? And nakakatuwa na ito, mabanggit ko yan, babatiin ko na rin si Architect Arnie Turla of the United Architects of the Philippines, no? Alam mo, tumawag siya sa akin isang araw, napakasimple nung yung spirit na sinasabi mo, Mr. Eric, no? Partner, paano kami makakatulong? Kasi gusto namin mag-order ng pagkain, para makatulong ako sa mga restaurant nyo. Pwede ba kami mag-order? No? Napakaganda ng espiritu na yan. Because in the past, syempre, yung mga arkitekto, marami rin silang business na nakuha sa mga restaurant. And sabi nga natin, kung nagtanim ka ng magandang punla or if you planted the good seeds, no? Maganda rin yung aanihin mo. So totoo po yung kasabihan na, di ba, what you sow is what you reap, no? Kung ano tinanim mo, yun yung aanihin mo. And this is what we're trying to do, Mr. Eric, tama po ba? We're trying to start a movement na tayo nagsisimulang magsabi na how can we help? Di ba? How can we help? So ang ganda ng puntos na yan.
Tsaka yung yung concept na wag mahihiyang magtanong. Kasi may mga tao na minsan parang, ay, ang tanong agad is, naku, baka mahal, baka hassle, nakakahiya naman. Hindi malalaman ng iba na kailangan mo ng tulong kung hindi ka magtanong.
Hindi po nakakayang humingi ng tulong ngayon. Lahat po tayo nakakailangan ng tulong. At mas maganda po kung makakapagbigay po tayo ng tulong, huwag po tayong mahiyang magtulong sa ibang tao o sa ibang industriya. As what Chef Romel said, ang industriya po ng restaurant, marami pong nakakonect. For example, we are one of the biggest payer of rent and taxes in any community. Pagka tayo ay nasa isang lugar, gumaganda po ang isang lugar o nagiging mas vibrant ang isang area. For example, Maguinhawa, sa Quezon City o poblasyon ng Makati, nagtra-travel po tayo sa ibang bansa dahil sabihin natin masarap pong pagkain. Kaya for example, pupunta kayo ng Thailand. Masarap kasi ang pagkain, aside from magandang tanawin. Marami rin pupunta sa Pilipinas dahil naghahanap sila ng lechon, naghahanap sila ng pagkain Pinoy talaga. So, marami pong tourism din tayo magagawa dahil pupunta po kayo sa Ilocos for Ilocano food or to Palawan for their seafood. And therefore, it's a very dynamic and heavily connected industry, even to the employment, even to a mall. Imagine nyo yung mall pag walang restaurant. Imagine nyo ang airport kung walang restaurant. Imagine nyo ang paligid ng inyong universidad o eskwelahan kung walang mga karinderya. Kahit saan po kayo bumiyahe, may stopover kayo, may restaurant. Imagine nyo kung sakaling kalahati yun ay mawala. Masakit po yun. Kaya hindi ko rin ma-imagine na pwedeng mangyari sa atin yan. Kaya kami naman, ang nakikita lang namin, if we can reduce yung mga may problema na restaurant, malaking bagay na po sa atin yan. Dahil ilang daang tao po ang makikinabang sa isang restaurant. Not only yung mga makakain yung masarap na pagkain nila. Pag nagsara, hindi na po babalik. Ay, malungkot po yan.
Ayun. Actually, maganda yung yung na-open mo na topic kasi connected siya dun sa next question. What can we, the public sector, do to support for restaurants to recover?
Ang restaurant po kasi umaasa po talaga ng regular customers and tourists. We also ask people to try something new aside from being loyal to your old favorite restaurants. This is a time for us to be all experimental siguro. Let's explore. Ang tourism po dati, kailangan pa tayong lumipad, sumakay ng tren o barko. Ang tourism ngayon, I describe it as alis po kayo ng bahay, pumunta ng restaurant, kumain at umuwi. That is already for me, these days, micro-tourism. And to that extent, if I can only encourage the public to come out and go to your favorite restaurants once in a while. Of course, responsable po kami pagdating po sa protocol ng COVID. Maingat po kami. Pagpasok nyo sa kahit sinong restaurant ng RestoPH, meron po kayong thermoscan check. Meron po kayong health declaration card na kailangan fill up. Kailangan po may mask kayo bago kayo makapasok. At pagpasok niyo sa loob, may mga protocols in place. Yung mga servers po naka-mask o naka-face shield. Yung mesa niyo po ay hindi po pwede naka-direct in line kayong kumakain unless meron pong nakaharang na barrier. And yung marami pong protocols na hindi po normal dati. Pero sa totoo lang, tanggap na tanggap po namin to dahil gusto namin makita yung suki naming customer kahit na naka-mask kayo. Alam namin nakangiti kayo sa loob ng mask na yun dahil pag nandyan na, masaya kayo. Yan lang naman po ang kailangan natin. Try to visit your favorite restaurants, your new restaurants. Meron po kaming isang program na ginawa called Food Trip. I don't know if Chef Romel knows about this. Every week, pumupunta po kami, nag-iayaan po kami, pupunta kami sa restaurant ng isang member ng RestoPH. And we try to enjoy. And ang rules po namin, dapat po kami nagbabayad, walang libre, walang discount. Dahil ang gusto po namin gawin, total, kakain din naman tayo eh. Pumunta lang kami para may ma-pump naman po na cash sales ang isang restaurant who might be starting up again or might be struggling. Or in some cases, on the last day na, kailangan lang namin matulungan one last time para meron naman po siyang may pansasahod sa tao niya. So those things, we started as RestoPH na program. Pero sa tingin ko ngayon, meron na po kanya-kanyang food trip yung mga members namin, sila na nabiyayaan na pumunta dito sa area na to o that area. Susubukan lang nila yung pagkain o makita nila yung kaibigan nila dati na chef o dating staff nila. You know, the public needs to understand, mahirap po yung insulated tayo totally. Kailangan pa rin natin mag-engage sa mundo. When you come to our restaurants, we try to make it as safe as possible for you and your family.
Maganda yung mga puntos na medyo na gusto ko lang dagdagan. Ano? Number one, tama yung sinabi, napakahalaga ng feedback. So yung gusto ko dyan sa food trip na idea, although I have not joined one yet, pero nakikita ko nga yung mga photos na pinopost nila ron sa group. Napakaganda nung number one, yung suporta na nararamdaman ng mga empleyado, ng mga may-ari, syempre yung feedback, napakahalaga ng feedback. How can we improve? Ano ba yung mga protocols na pwede pa naming mas paigtingin o mas higpitan, di ba? And yun yung sinasabi naman natin sa customers Hindi naman nanghihingi ng ng something that is really extraordinary yung mga nasa industriya. Patronage, feedback, and yung kanina pinag-usapan yung diskwento, natawa ako, So totoo lang, nakakatuwa rin kasi very mindful yung mga kaibigan ngayon. They don't ask for discounts. They don't ask for freebies. Kasi alam nila Di ba, the mere fact na nag-reopen ka, alam po yun, yung effort. I'd like to commend every restaurant that has attempted to reopen. Lahat po ng mga may-ari, franchise partners, empleyado, yung mga empleyado, lalo nung early stages. Alam mo yan, Eric, na they had to bike to work, they had to stay in some of the restaurants. Ang dami nilang pinagdaanan nakakatuwa yung mga tao na gano'n. They're fighting for the industry. They're fighting for the country. Yun yung yung lahat tayo ngayon, Manny Pacquiao lumalaban para sa Pilipinas, di ba? Kasi na-recognize natin na isa sa mga critical na small and medium enterprise group yung restaurants. Pinakamalaki yan halos but you have to help, you have to help in whatever way you can. And lahat nagko-contribute from employees, from suppliers, nakakatuwa. Kaya napapangiti ako pag nagkikwento si Mr. Eric kasi nakaka-relate talaga ako na yung espiritu natin, yun yung animo, Although hindi naman ako animo, pero nabanggit ko lang. UP fight ako pero sa totoo lang yun yung nakakatuwa ngayon. And ako, personally, nabuhayan ako ng loob mula April, May, yung challenges natin, marami tayong pinagdaanan at marami pa tayong pagdadaanan, pero ngayon meron tayong mga kasama, meron tayong mga katuwang, meron tayong mga kakampi, mga ka-teammates,
Ayun, okay. Sige, sir.
Meron lang minsan, natanong niya lang kung ano may tutulong ng public. Minsan malungkot po kasi nakikita na pagpasok ng customer sa restaurant, kala niya pareho pa rin ang mundo kagaya ng dati. Minsan nabapagalan sa pagkain, tapos pagagalitan yung server. Let's understand lang ang restaurant business kasi pagka walang tao, talagang mahirapan po mag-produce ng pagkain at a certain speed. And ang kawawa, yung server, siya yung una nakikita natin. Yung taong gustong magbigay sa inyo ng isang napakagandang experience. Yung taong po yan ay naglakad po minsan ng 2 oras para makapagpasok ng trabaho. At walang customer siya nakikita minsan sa buong araw. Wala siyang na-win tip. And paminsan-minsan may customer tapos minsan nababastos pa sila. And nakangiti pa rin sila, hindi sila pwede magalit. And then after that, uuwi sila, maglalakad another 2 hours. That happens a lot. Dahil isipin nyo na lang po, paano nakarating ng trabaho yung mga staff na nakikita nyo sa mga restaurant. Hindi po sila nakapagsakay ng jeep o bus. Kung wala po silang bisikleta, malamang naglakad po yan. So, I don't know that you can walk 2 hours to work and 2 hours back home. That's something very hard to imagine talaga these days. At araw-araw pong ginagawa ng mga I don't know kung ilang libong tao yan na nararanasan nila ngayon.
Reality yan. In fact, may mga pamilya talaga na sa totoo lang, ayaw pumayag. Nung nagka-dine-in, meron empleyado na ayaw na papasukin ng magulang. May dine-in na pala yung restaurant nyo, huwag ka na munang pumasok. Yeah. Marami silang pinagdaraanan, and ang hinihiling lang siguro, hindi naman humihingi ng ano, tama naman yung sinabi ni Mr. Eric, hindi naman humihingi ng extraordinary understanding, no? Yung tama lang.
Consideration
Mindfulness,
lang.
no? Mindfulness.
May-
Kasi sa loob lang ng kusina, pag susundin mo talaga yung social distancing, hindi kayo pwedeng kumilos ng kasing bilis ng dati.
Yeah.
Kasi may social distancing, physical distancing din na sinusunod sa loob. Di ba? Of course, mindful din sila ngayon sa hand washing na mas madalas kaysa sa dati. Pagsusuot ng gloves, no? Paghihiwa, pag-handle ng raw food, no? Lahat ngayon, mas maingat lahat. So, but of course, it's not an excuse na hindi kami makakapag-adjust. We're doing our best, no? Pang-unawa lang siguro sa ngayon. And tama, no? Baka bago natin paggalitan, pag-isipan muna natin na baka nga medyo nahirapan, no? And of course, give us feedback. Yun ang naman ang mahalaga eh. Huwag tayong manahimik at magkwento kagad sa social media, no? Kailangan RestoPh can be an avenue also. May mga messenger or Facebook naman yan, karamihang restaurant na yan. Go straight to the owner. Give them the feedback, no? In a manner that will be constructive. No? Kasi pag pinost nyo sa social media, napakahirap mong bumangon eh. Hindi naman na-present yung no? Hindi naman na-present yung side ng restaurant, no?
Totoo.
So lang, mindfulness, yun lang po ang hinihingi naman namin. No?
Yes. Sir Eric, ang tanong ko lang, you mentioned a few, but just to be clear, ano yung main objectives po ng RestoPh?
We try to help members of our industry right now to survive COVID or to survive any disaster, to recover and then to grow. This is not something that's easy to do because nobody's written any book about how to recover from this kind of pandemic. So we're writing the book as we go along day by day. So the support system that we have provided for our members, I think that's one of the things that we are very proud of. We hope we are better at this, but that we're smarter and more experienced at this. Siyempre, in time, we will gain more and more experience on how to be a better support system. For now, I really am very thankful na marami po tayong taong napagtatanungan. Another ay gusto po namin ma-professionalize ang restaurant industry, yung mga standards po natin, yung mga protocols, not just the COVID protocols, but simple practices like GMP practices or good manufacturing practices. So these are something na kailangan malaman ng mga restaurateur. Simple, si Chef Romel knows this by heart. Yellow-handled knives on yellow cutting board is for chicken. Green-handled knife, green cutting board is for veggies. Hindi po kagaya ng sa bahay, isang kutsilyo o isang itak para sa lahat. Sa restaurant po ay marami pong mga ganong rules na kailangan po ma-educate sa mga kasama natin sa industriya. At pangatlo, marami po tayong objectives actually, but the three main, ang pangatlo is to improve yung supply chain natin para hindi ho mahirapan ang mga restaurants. Yung product from raw material to processing to logistics all the way to our table, kung meron po kaming pagkakataong ma-improve po ang sistema na yon, gusto po namin makatulong. That's also one of the reasons why we were able to do the Farmers Produce Project. Because gusto rin po namin matulungan yung farmers na makakonect sa customers natin.
So siguro nahihiya siyang kwento pero meron ako personally, natutuwa ako yung RestoPh as a group, yung pag-organize. It also gives us yung of course the voice, no? Yung boses sa pakikipag-usap sa mga again, no? And ako natutuwa ako as a person, aligned siya ron sa mga paniniwala ko din na when you talk to, for example, landlords, when you talk to suppliers, hindi naman dapat confrontational or aggressive, no? Kailangan lang, tama yung sinabi kanina, napakaganda no? As a person, I do that in almost all of my emails, no? Let me know how we can help, di ba? I end my emails with that phrase, no? And in this case, sinasabi natin, pumunta tayo ron, nagugulat yung kausap mo pag sinabi mo, how can we help you? Kasi usually, may hihingin ka. Usually, di ba? Meron kang iba-bargain or whatever. May demand ka. So ako, natutuwa ako doon. And I think Mr. Eric and all the other officers of the RestoPh group has actively participated in also collaboration with our government agencies para rin tumulong. No? Kasi naging mag-initiate ka na. Huwag tayong manghingi lang ng tulong sa gobyerno. Sa halip, maging parte tayo ng solusyon. No? Magbigay tayo ng of course, yung subject matter experts natin within the group, pwedeng tumulong sa mga technical working group ng gobyerno para mapadali na yung trabaho nila. Ito, yung mga dine-in guidelines, no? Yung mga bago nagsimula yung pag-allow ng dine-in, if I'm not mistaken, no, medyo humble lang to si Mr. Eric. Parang malaking bahagi yung ginampanan din ng RestoPh and him personally para makatulong din tayo sa government. No? It's approaching government, even Congress people na with a different approach, positive, collaborative, and with a spirit na magtumulong sa gobyerno, sa komunidad. No? And I think that's refreshing, yung ganong attitude.
We're very happy na we've worked quite often with the DTI, with USEC Ruth Castelo and Secretary Mon Lopez. Umpisa pa lang po ng guidelines on dining, we try to contribute mga ideas namin about safety protocols that we see in other countries. And we also try to help enforce the rules na binibigay ng DTI. For example, we've seen some restaurants na full house. May rules po kasi na ng dine-in, 30% lang. But sometimes, naka-encounter kami ng ganitong restaurant na naka-full house. Tatawagan namin yung mga restaurant na yun. Please lang sir, may social distancing rule po tayo. Dapat 30% lang po tayo. Wala naman pong binigay sa aming kapangyarihan ang government. We don't do that to police for government. Ginagawa po namin for the safety of the restaurant themselves. Kaya lang gusto po namin na hindi rin po magkasakit yung mga tao na nagtatrabaho sa loob ng restaurant. Sometimes po kasi hindi ko po maintindihan yung logic. Kailangan din po nating suportahan sila para hindi naman po sila mapahamak sa kapwa nila katrabaho o sa customers nila. We also like working with government agencies, as I said, the Department of Agriculture. And soon we would like to work with the Department of Tourism, Department of Labor, dahil I think marami po kami maitutulong on jump-starting the economy. One of those things is we're trying to promote franchising. Dahil sa dami po ng mga out-of-work na tao, wala lang po silang salary. Pero kung sakaling may savings po sila, maybe may kaibigan kayo, gusto nyo mag-start ng sarili ng negosyo, pwede po kayong bumili ng franchise. And yung mga brands that are being franchised ngayon ay limited din or marami ng units. So ang in-offer rin po namin ay yung mga members ng RestoPh, pwede po natin gawin ng franchise model po yan so that the franchising community, meron po mga bagong products na pwedeng ibenta sa mga gustong magnegosyo. These are mga micro enterprises that we can jumpstart. So instead of having let's say 4 unemployed people, if one becomes a franchisor, he can hire the other 3. You now have 4 working people. So hindi po tayo pwedeng umasa lang po na dumating ang trabaho or employment. Tayo rin minsan ang kailangan gumawa ng employment opportunities as entrepreneurs. So this is something that I think every business person should seek to do, to try to cooperate and help, to try to collaborate. I never thought na I would be in a situation na pwede po akong tumulong sa mga government agencies. And I'm very thankful and honored for the privilege. And I'm happy to say that RestoPh have been very active in seeking out these kind of opportunities. And I hope other government agencies would also call us if they need anything from us.
Ang dami talaga maging benefits to become a member of RestoPh. Just tutulungan ko lang po kayo mag-promote kasi very very humble nga po kayo. yung thought lang na make sure there are a lot of benefits and a lot of advantages of becoming a member of RestoPh and in giving the voice to the entire industry. So just make sure mag-message lang po kayo sa amin or any fellow member who can bring you in the Viber group. Because we really are stronger together as an industry pag nagbuklod-buklod tayo that way. I think I will ask Sir Eric as well as Coach Romel kasi feeling ko jahe si Sir Eric sabi ng accomplishments. What are the great accomplishments of RestoPh, if I may ask?
So far, I probably had about 6 or 7 Viber messages sa akin. And quite frankly, I don't know, very fulfilling. Sasabihin sa akin na dahil nakausap daw kami or dahil din sa Viber group or dahil sa conversation, na saving business nila. I didn't know exactly how, pero tinatawag o binaviber sa akin na you're doing a good thing. RestoPh is really something na very important right now and it's very helpful sa kanila. I don't know if it's true or not. I hope it's true. Pero yun ang naitatawag sa akin. One of the biggest things that I think officially RestoPh has done is to help our farmers. With SM, we call it the Farmers Produce. We are going to have our 4th weekend now at the podium this coming weekend. We also have another program with the Mega World Eastwood Mall on our 2nd weekend ngayon called Harvest to Goodness. Then we have coming up also with the other malls, Ayala and Robinsons. And wala pong territorialism. Everybody just wants to help the farmer. And ang maganda po rito, the farmers are eager to join us as well. Yung first weekend po namin, may problema pong isang cooperative. Sabi nila, meron daw silang, I don't know how many tons of tomatoes. And they brought in, I think, 6 tons. On the way pa lang to Manila, just because meron silang paraan to get to Manila, on the way, dahan-dahan nabawasan yung tomatoes nila. Pagdating nila ng weekend sa SM Ora, in 2 days, nakabenta sila ng 1.5 tons of tomatoes. The tomatoes are being sold for 15 pesos a kilo, which is, kala ko 15, hindi ko alam, you can buy a kilo of tomatoes for 15 pesos. So of course, ubos kagad. And it's something that is heartwarming because at least alam namin that farmer can go back to their cooperative and plant for another season. Mahirap po kasi sa farm, pagka namatay pong isang farm, hindi po kaagad na pwedeng maging parang gripo na on and off lang. Hindi po ganoon ang farm eh. May planting season, may harvest season. If you miss harvest season or natalo ka, there might be no planting season and no harvest season the next time. So the cycle is very delicate. Kailangan po nating paghalagahan po talaga ang contribution ng ating mga nagsasaka o mga isda sa food security po natin. Lalo na po ngayong COVID, sila rin po ay natatakot na pumunta ng Manila o magbenta sa palengke. And kung ano pong may tutulong natin, tinutulungan po natin. And I'm very thankful na the public have supported this initiative. Kaya mayaman ka o mahirap, pagpunta mo doon, you can buy something naman na hindi lang para sa pamilya mo, pero alam mong nakatulong ka ng ibang tao. No? This is something very important. Kung akala po natin na hindi po tayo makakatulong dahil may problema tayo, hindi po yun eh. The more na may problema tayo, pag tumulong kayo ng ibang tao, nasa-solve niya rin somehow yung problema natin. In some way, shape, or form. Hard to explain, but once na nagawa po natin yun, nagigets po natin, naintindihan po natin kaagad.
Tawag ko nga dyan, yung translating our comments on social media into action. Di ba? Kasi marami tayong pinopost, marami tayong kino-comment. So, maganda po i-translate natin siya into tangible na tulong sa ating mga kapwa. And hindi naman po tayo dapat lumalayo. Kaya naman po itong RestoPh nandun within the community muna and then unti-unti yung mga stakeholders ng aming industriya. No? So again, no, I'm proud to say na napakaganda ng adhikain na nakasama natin ngayon yung presidente ng RestoPh. And we're honored, sir, that you gave us the time and sana maulit pong muli ang ating pag-uusap dito. Dahil pong comments na nanggagaling sa ating mga viewers and usually naman po we get inquiries and of course papahatid natin kung paano maging member ng RestoPh para sa mga nanonood natin ng mga restaurant owners, whether isa, bago pa lang, matagal na, wala pong grupo-grupo, Importante po isang community tayo ngayon sa RestoPh. So partner, meron ka ba bang mga tanong sa ating butihing bisita? Or?
Actually, na-cover niya lahat. Ang nakakatuwa, ang dami akong natutunan.
Okay, top 3 takeaways. I-recap natin para sa ating mga viewers.
Yes, for our viewers. First things first would be, gusto ko yung sinabi mo, Coach, yung accountability ng ating industriya. That's why we're identified as an essential service. One line that really comes through is yung with great power comes great responsibility. Di ba? Nagiging, di ba, ang daming frontliner superheroes, ganun din, di ba? Parang binigyan ka nitong power na to, binigyan ka nito, but be responsible. So, and then the second part is one of our, I think Christian said, effective way to get help is to offer help. Pero kailangan natin iisipin yung part na win-win yung situation where we ask for help on how we can help in the thought of helping others. Hindi lang yung pakabig kumbaga. So that's how we can help out each other.
Yan yung malaking pinakita ng bisita natin ngayon, yung kanyang pag-prioritize sa pagtulong sa iba. It's very important, especially nowadays, that we start with, we initiate, tayo muna, wala munang kabig, no? Muna tayo, magbigay muna tayo. And by giving, we start a snowball effect ng magandang hangarin all around us, no? Kasi nakakasawa naman talaga naman sa totoo lang na pre-COVID, kung ngayon minsan ini-imagine ko lang yung pre-COVID, no? Sobrang hyper-competitive, sobrang divided, sobrang andaming indifferent, no? Ang daming mga komentaryo, pero ngayon nakakatuwa yung action. More than the comments and the opinions, it's yung action na nangyayari ngayon. It's very encouraging. No, may pag-asa ang mundo. Ayan.
Totoo, oo. Tsaka last but certainly not the least would be adversity can bring synergy or the spirit of collaboration. Napakita natin paulit-ulit ang daming examples on how we are interconnected. So, may mawala dun sa link, kailangan suportahan tayo kasi kung may mawala dun sa isa, lalaglag tayong lahat. So, it's very important more than ever at this point to help out each other.
Galing. No? And at this point, we'd like to thank our guests. No? Maraming salamat po. Alam ko, maraming ginagawa to. And for the last time, sir, can you invite our viewers to join some RestoPh? And of course, mensahe lang po para sa mga fellow Resto negosyantes natin.
So kami po naman, ang RestoPh o Restaurant Owners Association of the Philippines, madali lang naman po kami mahanap sa Facebook, RestoPh Facebook, or sa Viber page, RestoPh Bounce Back. Doon po makikita niyo yung link on how to become a member sa RestoPh. At kung kayo po ay nasa restaurant industry, F&B industry, or supplier, or service provider, chef, alam ko pong mahirap ang panahon na to. Mahirap po talagang isipin na malagpasan ang ganitong kalaking problema. Pero sabi nga namin, one day at a time lang. At pagkatapos ng one day at a time, after 7 days, 1 week na yun. After 4 weeks, 1 month na yun. Palapit na po ang hanggang magkaroon tayo ng vaccine. And hopefully, maging normal yung buhay natin. Important lang po, huwag tayong magkasakit.
Agree. So with that, again, thank you very much, Mr. Eric. No, I like to share lang yung ating ito pinost naman natin dun sa ating Facebook, page natin. No? Again, isa sa mga nakakalungkot na kaganapan nung bago mag-COVID yung yung parang naging goal ng lahat is to disrupt, 'di ba? Lahat may mga seminar pa diyan disrupting the ganitong industry, disrupting, no? So let us let us switch yung ating mindset and say enter the food business community not to disrupt but to make it better, no? It's RestoPh, isa po magandang halimbawa niya, no? Let us not be obsessed with disruption that it blinds us from our accountability to do what is respectful to those who came before us, from our responsibility to add value to the community that was built, not just for us, no? Napakahalaga po nun. The community was not built for our convenience, no? And from the accountability to make it sustainable for the generation that will come after us. Napakagandang isipin that with RestoPh po, ngayon na nagiging active, maraming membro na nakukuha araw-araw, maraming natutulungan, no? Kung ano ang magiging itsura ng restaurant industry pag nagkaroon na po ng vaccine at nabalik na tayo sa bago nating realidad, no? Hindi na normal, no? Bagong normal, no? Bagong realidad natin. And we're all looking forward to that. So with that, no, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nanood. Paki-share na lang po sa mga hindi nakasabay sa ating live broadcast ngayong gabi. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Thank you, Share. Stay safe, Stay healthy and stay optimistic. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.